Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine, with your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 514 today, and please excuse me if I'm a little bleary. It's cold and my nose is running and it's causing my eyes to stream. I'm not even really sick. I'm just got cold. Anyway, let's move on. Episode number 514. I'm heading back to WordPress today, and I am going to be showing you how to embed a video in a page or a post. Now, when I first started doing WordPress, always many years ago, this was an utter rigmarole. It was not an easy thing to do. We absolutely need plugins to do it, and if we didn't have plugins, in fact, in some cases, we just had to go in and click the button to go into the code editor on the editor screen, paste the code in, and hope and pray that it didn't corrupt when we went back to the visual editor to finish our editing our editing on a post. It was a whole thing. Then plugins came out. There were a couple of plugins that came out that were really good, and they worked really well. But things have evolved to the point that you actually don't need plugins on WordPress anymore. Now, sometimes you'll want to use a plugin, and that's up to you. At least now you have the opportunity to say, yes, I want to use that plugin, or no, I don't. My preference with most things is if we don't need to use plugins, we shouldn't be using them. There's a couple of reasons for that, as I've explained in any number of episodes, but I'll explain it again. One is every plugin that you install on your site and activate adds a load to your site. It may or may not impact the performance of your site, because every plugin you activate, it has scripts that run, it loads its own stuff into the system. So when you load a page, it goes out to that plugin and says, oh, I've got to load this and I've got to load that and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. All happens in the back end. You don't get to see any of it, but it does affect it can affect, you've got to be careful there, it can affect the load time of your site and the performance of your website. So my preference there is, no, we don't need a plugin. We shouldn't be using it. The other reason I don't like using a lot of plugins is you've got to keep them maintained. You've got to keep them up to date. You don't know, in some cases, you don't know the provenance. I like that word. That's a big word, isn't it? You don't know the background of the plugin creator. If you're getting it from the WordPress repository, you've probably got a 99% chance it's clean, it's good, it's fine. But as things go on and time goes on and that plugin hasn't been updated, you don't know whether it's going to start introducing security issues to your site. You don't know whether it's got its own problems that are going to interact with other plugins and the theme on your site, or the way WordPress interacts. I'm not saying don't use plugins. I'm saying use them sparingly and use them carefully, okay? And I'm not saying that plugin creators are bad or any of that. I've got some fantastic plugins that I use and recommend. I've got some fantastic free plugins that I use and recommend. And I have the utmost respect for plugin creators, being one myself. I am just well aware of the pitfalls of using too many plugins. So when it comes down to doing something, you should always check out whether there's a native capability within the system to do it, whether one of your existing plugins will actually do it for you before you go and add a new plugin in. Okay, today, getting back onto the topic, I'm going to be showing you how to embed, in this case, it's going to be a YouTube video link, natively into a post on WordPress. It can be in a page, but basically this is how you're going to do it, and it will work for things like YouTube and Vimeo. I can't remember the others, but anything that's got a link like that, you should be able to paste natively. If it's not hosted on YouTube or Vimeo or one of the video hosting platforms and it gives you a different type of link, that's where you may need a plugin, or you may need the second option that I'm going to show you, which I'm going to do tomorrow so that this video doesn't go forever. Today we're talking about just doing native embedding of video plugins from places like YouTube and Vimeo. Let's go there. Okay, let me flip across to my website. Let me show you what we're going to do and we will go from there. All right. Okay, so I've logged into my website. You'll see I have got my YouTube channel up here, and we're going to use a YouTube link to do this. Can I do that? Yeah, good. I can do it from here. I don't have to go into one of my into one of my videos to show it off. Okay, so what we need to do is back on our WordPress website. We need to be logged in. We need to be in our dashboard, or preferably in our post menu, because we're going to be doing this via a post. You can click add post to create a new post, or I'm just going to use my test post here and I'm going to click edit. Now, I'm not using any particular theme on this. I'm using the 2025 theme on this website, and we're going to be using the block editor to do it. So for those of you that are older WordPress users and looking at this going, but how would you do this in the standard editor? Same way. You can do it the same way. Just do what I'm going to do in the standard editor. Just trying to make it easy for everyone. Okay, so in your post here, we're going to you put your text in, and then you say, well, I want to put my video in, so how do I do this? So the first thing you need to do is go and get the link to the video. Now, in this case, because we're just going to use the native embedder, I am just going to copy the link link address. There we go. The link to the video. That's all I'm going to get. Just copy the link to the video. I'm going to come back here into my edit post, and quite literally, we're going to post. All right, let me do that again for you because that was really cool. I am going to just paste the link. I did a Control V before. I'm just going to paste the link in. WordPress automatically works out that this is a YouTube video. It automatically works out that it has to use the embed code to put it in. In the block editor, it works out easily. In a standard editor, I believe you just paste that link in as well, and it will do the same thing. It may not show up in exactly the same way on your back end, but when you go to your front end, it will be. In the block editor, though, let's have a look at the options we have for our block here. This is a block now. You can see it's pasted the video in. We've got our watch on YouTube here. We've got all of the information. Across here on the right-hand side, as long as you've got the block tab selected, it'll say YouTube embedded YouTube video. You can use on the settings tab, you've got 2 or 3 options. Not a lot really. Yeah, not a lot really. You can say resize this for smaller devices, so we'll resize the video for a smaller device. Otherwise, it's just going to take up the entire width of the container you've put it in. In this case, it should take up the entire width of the post because I haven't got it in a column. I haven't got it in anywhere. We're going to go and check that in a minute. The other options you have is under styles. If we just click here on the styles, so there's 2 tabs. You've got your settings style and your settings tab and your styles tab. We've got dimensions, and all that gives you is your margin, so you can put a margin on the top of it and a margin on the bottom of it. So if I put a margin on the top and bottom of it, it puts a little bit of space above and below it. So if it's pushing up against your text, if it's pushing into your text below, put a little bit of margin. You can actually set a custom margin. Oh, you can actually type in the margin. It will give you top and bottom, but it will give you top and bottom while you have that link. See here on the right hand side, we've got that link. Here it says on link sides. If you click on that, you get a line through it. You'll now see you get top margin, right margin, bottom margin, left margin, and if you want to put a little bit more on the top to push it down a bit further, you can just see how it's pushing my video down now. If you want to move it across a little. Now that's not going to work. And the reason that's not going to work is because we have this in a container and it's filling up that entire container. So when you're doing it here, your left and right margins are going to be somewhat not useful, but you can move your top and your bottoms. Okay, now we're just going to save that. I'm not going to actually publish this post. We will go and we're going to preview it on the desktop to begin with, preview in a new tab. And because my post isn't very wide, my video isn't very wide. You can see that right there. But there's my video and it plays nicely. It will play right here inside my post. So there's how you embed your video. Now, the other thing I want to show you is if you come back to your editor and click on that preview link again, you can say, show me this on a mobile. First of all, it'll show you how it'll appear on the mobile. You see how it's resized my image down. And if I'm right, it's going to let me preview it on the mobile. No, it doesn't let me preview it on the mobile. The only way you get to preview it on the mobile is in the back end. But you can see here, you can actually have a look at how things lay out, particularly with your videos on your desktop, your tablets, and your mobile devices. Okay, so that's how you embed it using the block editor on WordPress. It really is that simple. Now that will work for things like YouTube, Vimeo. I can't think of the others at this point in time. There are some others. Yeah, so YouTube, Vimeo, the other video hosting places. I don't think it works with direct Rumble links. I think you need to use my next method, which I'll give you tomorrow to do. There'll be a couple of others at least, but the best thing to try is get the link, paste it, see if it brings up the embed box. If it doesn't, go and use one of the other methods I'm about to. I'll show you tomorrow, not about to show you today. We'll show you tomorrow. What do you guys think? Did you know that it was that easy to embed videos in your block editor for WordPress now? Hands up if you're like me and have been using WordPress for so long that some of these new features are like, wow, I must say new features. These have been out for a couple of years now. But you say, wow, that's pretty cool. That works really well. I love it. I love how simple things like that have been brought back into the core and we don't have to do anything special about it. Video is ubiquitous with the way we market online, with the way we talk online, with the way we share content online. Being able to put them straight into our posts like that and our pages is really important. But tell me what you guys think. Did you know that? Is this something new for you? Have you got other hints and tips around how to use that particular function? I'd love to know. Leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. And come across to my locals community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com, designed for business owners like you to get some tech assistance when you need it. If this video was useful to you, please give it a like. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.